What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is finally bringing you the next video in my series of How Many Releases Do You Wish. This is a series that I created as a spin-off of my version of Samantha March's Will I Buy It series, basically where I am actually going through TrendMood and I am counting out how many releases brands have done this year. I have made it so that I have actually accumulated the amount of releases for each brand. I specifically am only doing makeup brands, so like if there's any type of like cosmetic problem or product that they're releasing, I talk about it, and I only talk about it in the months that they actually release it, not the months that they restock it or the months that they show it, but the months that they release it, to hopefully mitigate the situation where I talk about an item twice in this particular series. I always have the items show up on the screen so you guys can see them, and I also have the amount of releases the brand has done to that release. At the very end, I also give you guys a total of all of the brands that I've talked about in this particular series, and I show you guys how many each of the brands has actually released that I have found this year. Sometimes I will say I'm finding more that TrendMood either misses a release or something like that, or maybe I accidentally skipped a release. So please keep this at, like, you know, a certain amount of human error, but I am trying my best. I think this is a very interesting series, and I can't wait to see at the very end of the year how many releases each brand has done, especially after all of this kind of melodramaticness when it came to ABH, and just seeing how like ABH, at least to my previous video, is nowhere near like ColourPop or BH Cosmetics, but they were getting so much slack, or not slack, flack, for releasing so many palettes in one small period, but still overall they hadn't released as much as those other brands. Anyways, this has been a pretty long intro. If you're wondering what's on my eyes and my face, I did record my eye tutorial. This will be up this week. No, because when am I putting this video up? I'm putting this up in a week, so this video will be up after I put this tutorial or this eye look up. It is a special video, so hopefully you guys take the time to look for it. I will of course have it linked down below for you guys in case you want to directly know which video it is. There may be some talking in the background. I can't control it. So I am now to the September 1st on my Instagram for TrendMood. I am just gonna come to the corner, kind of cover up my light, and we are just going to get to it. So Disney collaborated with Original Funko and they created their own villains collection. This actually came out on September 14th for the US. Beautylish released Viseart's Perfect Fall palette, which is called the Dark Edit palette. Ofra Cosmetics officially launched their collaboration with Madison 89 Miller. It had some blushes, some highlighters, some lipsticks, and I think maybe some lip glosses, and a cheek palette as well. Dominique Cosmetics released her Celestial Storm palette. That seems like so long ago. And yeah, I believe this release also came out with some lip products as well. She typically drops lip products with her new eyeshadow palette releases. Becca Cosmetics did their Pop Goes the Glow face palette. This released on the 15th of September. It has some kind of well-known shades: Champagne Pop, Pink Cream Highlighter, Truffle Highlighter, Caramel Bronze, and Berry Blush and Eyeshadow. This I think was meant to be an eyeshadow and face palette. Artist Couture came out with their holiday palette and it was called Midnight Maven. I believe that's all that came out in that collection, but don't quote me on that one. The Jeffree Star and Morphe collaboration with the like mini lip products, that came out on September 8th, and it looked to be 2 bundles of lip products with also some brushes, I think, as well. Kim KW Beauty and Winnie Harlow did their collaboration with the eyeshadow palette, 3 lip glosses, and a duo highlighter duo. Likely Makeup came out with their Clown Blush blush palette, and I actually was not even interested in this, and then I saw Butte Bean, she used it, and the way she put that yellow on her face, woo Lord, I can't wait to try it. I've been putting that in the back of my head to try it, but I haven't had a look that I needed a really warm blush. So, well, not a reddy or orangey blush, but when I do, I will also be using that yellow to blend it out. I cannot wait. Otherwise, yeah, this blush palette came out. Natasha Denona also came out with their mini gold eyeshadow palette and their duo glow for the glow gold for holiday. There's going to be a lot of holiday releases in this version of my series, because a lot of holiday came out in the month of September, because you know, of course. Juvia's Place released their fall eyeshadow palette, and it was called, what was this called? The Nomad eyeshadow palette. Very pretty palette. Still have not brought myself to buy it, even though I want it so bad. A lot more holiday got released on Sephora. I don't know if these were their official launch dates, but I'm just going to kind of go through some of the highlights. NARS did their cheek products. Sephora did a bunch of their favorites. Tarte did their Winter Wonder Glam Luxe Eye Palette. Bite did their lip care products. Benefit did their plethora of kits. Laura Mercier did some eye cream kits, and Too Faced did a good amount of kits as well. Urban Decay completely released their Naked Honey collection. So the Naked Honey palette had already been out, but the rest of the collection didn't come out. So they had brought out some glosses, some kits, and then some like body shimmers or body powders or something. All of those came out in the month of September. NARS did their collaboration with Bart's Chaland, I don't know. And it's the Queen of the Night eyeshadow palette. That came out on September 5th. Makeup Revolution released their Halloween collection with liquid lipsticks, liquid highlighters, some base FX base products, and a glittery eyeshadow. I actually have the FX base, but I never got to use it, but I will. I will. I promise myself that. Kathleen Lights and ColourPop collaborated to do a new eyeshadow palette. It's called the So Jaded eyeshadow palette. Very, very big eyeshadow palette. I think I heard people liking it. I don't remember though. Hilary Duff and Nude Sticks did their collaboration. It went on pre-order, so it basically launched, and it is called the Daydreamer. So there's some eye sticks and some cheek products as well. Too Faced officially launched their holiday collection with the Gingerbread Extra Spicy eyeshadow palette. They also did their Hot Buttered Rum eyeshadow palette, the bronzer duo with not just the bronzer but also the lipstick, and I think it also came with the little pouch. They had the lip gloss, the mini lip gloss sets, and they had the 2 liquid lipsticks that everybody always was trying to collect, the Gingerbread Man and the Gingerbread Girl. Pat McGrath released her Midnight Sun eyeshadow palette for, I believe that was, well, at the time we thought that was her holiday release. Milani released their collaboration with TrendMood, which is the eyeshadow palette and the eyeshadow primer. I do want to just say very, very quickly that I hear a lot of people say, so I just want to let you guys know that the Milani eyeshadow primer is a dupe for the Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer. I love this one, so if it is a dupe, I would recommend it. I've never tried it because it takes so much to get through an eyeshadow primer. So yeah, I never got around to getting that one. Another release from Sephora collection was their Give Me More lip favorites, which looks to be a bunch of lip products in some mini sizing. It actually looks like a nice set. I didn't know they had that, or I might have actually picked that up. Natasha Denona released her Metropolis. Natasha Denona released her her Metropolis palette. Very pretty palette. I ended up talking myself out of it, and I'm happy about that. L'Oreal released their Karl Lagerfeld collection, and that had some lipsticks, I think a cheek, maybe a highlighter, and some eyeshadows with maybe some other products, a mascara it looks as well. Miss Fame released her eyeshadow palette and the pigments that went, no, I'm sorry, the glitters that went along with it. And I believe her actual brand released, I think that was the first release of her brand. Sigma Beauty released their new hydrating liquid lipsticks. They're pretty, but not the colors that I would use. Hourglass released their holiday collection, which had the two cheek palettes, the one which was just the blush palette and the other which was the full cheek palette. It has highlighters, finishing powders, and bronzers in there. They also released their Scattered Lights trio set, and they also released their lipsticks. Very pretty stuff, but nothing that I needed at all. Laura Geller released their holiday collection, which had an eyeshadow palette and a face palette kind of combined. They had a face palette just by itself, some lipsticks, some brushes, some, I believe, some primers, and just a bunch of stuff like that. Okay, so I had to free up some memory on my memory card. But Melt Cosmetics released their Radioactive collection, which had the eyeshadow palette, which I didn't hear much praise on, and it also had the two cheek products and I believe some lip products as well. I put one of the cheap products on my Christmas list because I really love glowy brush, guys. You guys know that. Charlotte Tilbury released her holiday collection as well. It is called the eyeshadow palette is called the Palette of Pops in Pillow Talk. She also did the lip luster in Pillow Talk as well, and in this photo there's everything is Pillow Talk, so the blush, the lip liner, and also the bullet lipstick as well. Charlotte Tilbury also went ahead and released her Hypnotize Instant Eye palette, which is one of her bigger palettes, which she has generally grouped up in trios, and she has 4 trios in this eyeshadow palette. Jouer released their eyeshadow palette. It's called the Metamorphosis collection, which is a face and eyeshadow palette. It also has lip enhancers. Wow, I remember talking about this in a must have, must gag. Wow, okie dokie. ColourPop released their Whatever collection, which had the eyeshadow palette, 6 cheek products, and I think 6 lip glosses, and a duo of a mascara and an eyeliner gel or pencil, and then they also had a gel as well. A lot of this was a very maroon, purple heavy type eyeshadow look situation. I said maroon, I'm sorry, I meant burgundy. It's definitely different. Alrighty. Lime Crime released their latest Venus palette. It's the Venus, I believe, Immortalis. Yep. And this released on September 11th. Morphe released 2 new eyeshadow palettes, the So Chill Artistry palette and the Just a Crush Artistry palette. Both of them were 9-pan palettes, only for $12. Fenty released her Gloss Bomb kit, which is available for the holidays. You get 5 different gloss bombs in this little kit. Clinique released their Cheek Pop for the holidays, the Cheek Pop palette, and it has three cheek products that definitely aren't going to work on me. Playing in Makeup by Yolanda released her Jam Rock eyeshadow palette. Very big palette, 30 eyeshadows all in there. Too Faced released something that was exclusive to the Madonna tour, and it was their kit. It's not available. It was exclusive to the tour. The Balm released 2 cream eyeshadow palettes, and they're called Pedal to the Metal. The first one is in Let's Look Under the Hood, and the other one is in Let's Rev It Up. Makeup Revolution did a collaboration with the Alexis Stone, and they did 2 eyeshadow palettes. So they did one big one which is all matte, and then they did a small one which was a transformer situation. Victoria Beckham released her brand in the month of September with 3 eyeshadow palettes, or eyeshadow quads, if you will. She did 4 different glittery pots, 3 liners. I think that's all she released at that time. Kylie Cosmetics released some new tinted lip products which have a matte finish. Morphe released their 3503 Fierce by Nature Artistry palette. There also was a huge amount of releases to Ulta. Tarte did their face products, but they broke them up in a different arrangement, so they're like in these elongated tubes. Becca did mini lipsticks and a trio of face products. Smashbox did their 3 like eyeshadow and cheek product thing. A whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the main brands. Ruby May Cosmetics released an eyeshadow palette. It looks to have a lot of glitters, if not all glitter, with maybe 5 mattes. So yeah. Viseart released their Grand Pro 3, which is called the Grand Pro Volume 3. And it is definitely colorful, to say the actual least. Lily Lashes released a mascara. It's called the Triple X Mascara. Bobbi Brown released her holiday collection with the Kaleidoscope eyeshadow palette. And I believe she had some other things in that collection as well. I'm not positive about that though. Too Faced also released another shade in the Clover collection for liquid lipsticks. And this is called the Clover 3. ColourPop released their Pretty Fresh collection of products, which is a tinted moisturizer. And I think they also had a spray, no, a setting mist and a primer as well. Makeup Revolution did a cannabis-inspired collection with eyeshadow palettes, sprays, lip products, mascaras, brow products. Anything you can think of is in this collection. Fenty released some more holiday collection, and she has the Diamond Balm 2, and she also has the Liquid Diamond Balm in there. We're only on September 17th on TrendMood. Dose of Colors released their concealers. I forgot about that. Oh my. Norvina released her second Norvina palette on September 26th. BH Cosmetics released their brow duos. Very wide arrangement of brow duo powders. I will just say very quickly, if you have one brow powder, you don't need any more. Brow powders take a really long time for you to use up, and yeah, you should try and use them up before you get any more. My words of wisdom. Huda Beauty released her 90s Vibes collection when it came to her bullet lipsticks. Very pretty colors. Haven't brought myself to buy any yet. Huda Beauty also released her eyeliner, which is supposed to be a matte black, and it's called the Life Liner. In the Norvina 2 collection is also some glitters that Norvina released. ColourPop released their Lilac collection with, of course, an eyeshadow palette, glitter muck shadows, tinted lipsticks, some stuff from their sister brands, and some eyeliner products as well. Stila released their holiday collection, which was the eyeshadow palette, trios of their lip products, and a bunch of their glitter eyeshadows, their foiled liquid eyeshadows. Mally Beauty and RuPaul did their collaboration with the eyeshadow palette, the blush duo, maybe some other powders, some eyeliners, some lipsticks, some liquid lipsticks, a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. Wet n Wild released their palette for celebrating their 40th anniversary, which is the dupe for the James Charles palette. We're now in September 20th, so we're getting there. Alrighty. MAC released their Pony collection with collaboration with Pony on the 20th, and it had an eyeshadow palette, 2 highlighters, a fix spray, and some lip products. I don't think they're they're lip glosses. Dragon Beauty released their face palette, which still brings me a little bit of chills. Not even just because I'm cold, it brings me a little bit of chills. Lime Crime released their holiday collection, which has a bunch of trios of their lip products, some glitter highlighters, a bunch of lip product kits, a lot of them. They have 4 eyeshadow palettes and some hair products as well. Laroc Cosmetics, L-A-R-O-C, they released some eyeshadow palettes, a plethora of them. I will have them on the screen. Airspun from Coty Airspun released some highlighters officially, very big loose highlighters. Norvina also released her 3rd eyeshadow palette, and I actually have this, and it's actually nearby, so I will show you guys this instead of inserting a picture. And this is what the 3rd Norvina eyeshadow palette looks like, just in case you were wondering and didn't somehow see it through all the through all the mayhem. Kylie released a collaboration with Balmain, and this was for Paris Fashion Week. Dior released some new products to their Backstage collection, which is a new eyeshadow palette and their like liquid highlighter. Kiko Milano released some more products. They look to be some bronzers and some eyeshadow palettes, so those will be on the screen for you guys. Cara Beauty Official released some new eyeshadow palettes, so I will have a few of them on the screen for you guys. Benefit Cosmetics released their 2-in-1, what is this actually called? The Brow Styler. I actually have this, and I will say that this is a really good product, especially if you are traveling, because you get a powder and you also get to fill in your brows with a pencil. It's a really nice product. The only downside is being that there is no spoolie. So I mean, that's the only thing, but I tend to have a spoolie anyway somehow, so I could just use that or something just to kind of fluff my brows up a little bit. Pat McGrath released a couple of her items for holiday. She released 2 quads with just the special shades, and she also released 4 lipsticks that I believe are all in her normal line, just in special packaging. P. Louise released their collaboration. I can't remember her name. I should figure out her name, but they did a collaboration with her and created some deeper shades. So they released that. We're now in September 27th. Too Faced released the Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice makeup set, and I believe this, yep, it was on HSN. Menagerie Cosmetics released their Killer Purr palette, and I will behoove you to check out some reviews. A lot of people said that they changed their formula, and if people are now starting to notice it, I would say they probably drastically changed their formula, because I noticed it earlier. Ditto Cosmetics released their Galaxy eyeshadow palettes, so I will have a few screenshots on the screen for you. All right, we're getting towards the end. Ulta released Lancome's holiday collection, which had a trio of their highlighters, a bunch of maybe 6 highlighters, or maybe that's an eyeshadow palette, some lipstick sets, and then a mascara. Ooh, that brownie lipstick set looks nice, but I can't, so we're gonna keep pushing on. ColourPop. And that's it. That is all that was released in the month of September. I will be coming back to you guys not next week but the week after with the one for October, and I will be keeping up with November and December. So I will be fully calculating how many releases all these full brands released. Let me go back over so you guys can see the full listing. Take your time. I'm pretty sure nobody has caught ColourPop yet, but still look to see where is ABH in this list. In the grand scheme of things, is ABH really releasing a lot of products? Maybe yes, they released a lot in one little span, but as I've said countless times on my channel, you don't have to buy everything. So complaining about her releasing 10 eyeshadow palettes in 1 month, why don't you take your time, figure out what palette you really want, and then buy that at the end of the month. But that's just, once again, food for thought. Who am I but just a lonely, cold person in my room? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please do comment down below if you're surprised by the amount of releases, by the few amount of releases. I feel like this was a very short episode, which is shocking. Probably what's gonna happen is next month, so I just did September this month, so October is probably gonna be the mammoth month where you're gonna get all of the holiday releases and all of the brands. I will say this, for all of these holiday releases, especially like all of these kits, I'm just gonna count them all as one big mammoth if they all came out during the same time. So I will show you guys on the screen how they came out, but just a lot of these kits, they're all the same thing. So why am I gonna count them as more than one release? But don't shoot the messenger. If you want me to count them as a different way, just let me know, and I will start doing that in the next month. So yeah, as always, y'all, it has been real. Peace. Peace.